Let me tell you a true story about one of the richest men on earth whose $32 billion fortune vanished in just 5 days. His name? Sam Bankman-Fried. And for a while, he was crypto's golden boy. Samuel Bankman-Fried grew up in California. Both parents were law professors at Stanford, academically elite household. He was whip smart from an early age. Went to MIT, studied physics and mathematics. Graduated in 2014. Went to work at a trading firm called Jane Street Capital. Learned how the markets worked, how money moved, how to spot inefficiencies and exploit them. Then he had an idea. Cryptocurrency markets were inefficient. Prices for Bitcoin and other coins varied wildly between exchanges in different countries. You could buy low in one market, sell high in another, and pocket the difference. Simple arbitrage, legal, profitable, smart. He started a trading firm called Alameda Research in 2017. Made money, a lot of money. Then he got bigger ideas. In 2019, he launched FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange. The idea was simple. People deposit money, people trade crypto. FTX facilitates the trades. FTX charges fees. Everyone goes home happy. And because Sam came wrapped in MIT mathematics and physics, people assumed he knew what he was doing, and their money was safe. FTX grew fast, unusually fast. By 2021, it was valued at $32 billion. Sam was worth an estimated $26 billion on paper. He was on the cover of magazines, Forbes, Fortune, Bloomberg, named one of the wealthiest people in the world. At age 29, he moved the company to the Bahamas, set up headquarters in Nassau. The Bahamas welcomed him with open arms. Politicians stood next to him at press conferences. He broke ground on a planned $60 million headquarters that was supposed to create hundreds of jobs. When he arrived, he threw a 4-day conference, called it Crypto Bahamas, held it at a luxury resort. Tom Brady was there, Gisele Bündchen, Bill Clinton, Tony Blair. Sam showed up in tube socks and a t-shirt. That was the image. Disheveled, humble, just the mission. Meanwhile, he and his associates purchased at least 19 properties in the Bahamas, worth $121 million in total. One was a $30 million penthouse at the Albany Resort. 5 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms, rooftop pool, walk-around balcony with ocean views on 3 sides. When some colleagues raised concerns about the penthouse being too ostentatious for people who preached effective altruism, Sam disregarded their concerns. I guess the humble billionaire routine had its limits. The penthouse wasn't the only luxury. His parents, Stanford law professors, received a $16.4 million estate in the Bahamas, purchased with FTX customer funds. According to court evidence, the flip-flops were a costume. The humility was a performance. People loved that. They trusted that. They invested because of that. FTX even had its own crypto coin called FTT. The company promoted it heavily, told customers it was valuable, gave perks and discounts for using it. People bought it, and as more people bought in, the price kept rising, which made FTX look even more valuable, which attracted more investors, which drove the price up even further. A self-reinforcing cycle, built on confidence and very little substance. Behind the scenes, though, something else was happening entirely. Sam took customer money and quietly moved it to Alameda Research, his other company, the trading firm, the one he also controlled. And what did Alameda do with customer deposits? They gambled it away. They placed risky bets, bad trades, gave huge loans to insiders, over $100 million in political donations, almost $40 million to Democrats alone in the 2022 midterm elections, hundreds of thousands more to Republicans. Sam played every side, customer money, funded luxury homes, covered personal expenses, bought influence, none of it belonged to Sam. It belonged to the people who trusted FTX, people who thought their savings were simply waiting until they needed them. And that's the part people forget. 1 million customers is just a number, but every one of them had a story. Retirees who deposited their life savings into FTX, parents saving for their children's college education, people saving for a first home, small business owners, first-time investors, ordinary people who believed their money would still be there tomorrow. But behind the scenes, the hole kept getting bigger. FTX needed more deposits, more customers, more money to keep the illusion alive from the outside. Everything looked perfect. Celebrity endorsements, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, politicians shaking his hand, Republicans, Democrats. Sam was friendly with everyone. Everyone liked Sam, even Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful himself. The man who once called Bitcoin garbage took $15 million to publicly back FTX. He said Sam was a brilliant mind when it came to crypto and blockchain. He said that for $15 million. Steph Curry told the world in a commercial, "I'm not an expert, and I don't need to be. With FTX, I have everything I need to buy, sell and trade crypto safely." On paper, everything looked solid. In reality, the money was already gone. Billions of dollars of customer deposits, used, spent, lost, on bad bets, on loans that would never be repaid, on political donations, on $222 million worth of luxury real estate in the Bahamas, on a $16.4 million house for his parents, on a $60 million empty plot of land. That was supposed to be the new FTX headquarters. That was nothing but a fenced-off patch of weeds next to the ocean, on whatever Alameda needed at any given moment. Eventually, the house of cards started to shake. On November 6, 2022, a rival exchange CIO named Changpeng Zhao, owner of Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, posted on Twitter that he was selling FTX's in-house crypto token, the FTT. That was all it took. Customers panicked. Everyone wanted their money back, all at once. $6 billion in withdrawal requests. In 72 hours, FTX couldn't process them because the money wasn't there, because Sam had already used it. FTX filed for bankruptcy on November 11, 2022, 5 days after a Twitter thread. A $32 billion company couldn't survive its first real pressure. Turns out the entire empire was more fragile than a Twitter timeline. This was one of the largest corporate collapses in American history. Over 1 million creditors, billions in customer funds missing. The man who took over as COO to manage the bankruptcy was John Ray, the same John Ray who oversaw the Enron bankruptcy. He had seen corporate disasters before. He said FTX was the worst, worse than Enron. His exact words, "Never in my career have I seen such a complete failure of corporate controls." He also said something else. "This is really just old-fashioned embezzlement, taking money from customers and using it for your own purpose, not sophisticated at all." Sam was arrested in the Bahamas in December 2022, extradited to the United States, tried in October 2023. His former colleagues testified against him. His ex-girlfriend Caroline Ellison, who ran Alameda Research, who had been directing the very trades that destroyed customer funds, cooperated with prosecutors, told them everything. His co-founder Gary Wang testified against him. His entire inner circle sat across from him in a courtroom and handed the jury everything it needed. Sam took the stand. In his own defense, told the jury he never intended to defraud anyone, that customers got hurt, but it wasn't supposed to happen. The jury deliberated for 4 hours, just 4 hours, for a case involving $8 billion in missing customer funds. Sam was convicted on all 7 counts: fraud, conspiracy, Money laundering. One victim wrote to the judge before sentencing, 30 years of savings deposited into FTX, 3 months before it collapsed. Their exact words, "My whole life has been destroyed. I have 2 young children. Beyond the money, I lost my happiness, my ability to get out of bed, my desire to continue living. My wife is suicidal and depressed." At sentencing, the judge said Sam's crimes were driven by an unbridled ambition to have an impact, that the suffering of victims was real, regardless of what the bankruptcy estate might eventually recover. Sam was sentenced to 25 years in federal prison, ordered to forfeit $11 billion. He was 32 years old. The man who preached effective altruism destroyed the financial lives of more than 1 million people, while living in a $30 million penthouse, buying a $16.4 million estate for his parents. He was the custodian of people's funds. He became the thief. For someone who studied math at MIT, he should have known numbers don't lie, people do.